Test and quizzes tool help professors assess student learning. Whether as formative or summative assessments, you can engage students and gauge their understanding of your course content. Professors commonly use this tool to encourage student preparation or even record attendance by requiring mini quizzes due at the start of a class meeting. You can also use it to conduct surveys, offer practice tests, or even administer midterm or final exams. Since the tool auto-grades objective style questions, it can save professors valuable time. After you've added the tool to your site, click Test and Quizzes in the left menu. Enter a title, select Create using Assessment Builder, and click Create. Click the Select a Question Type from the drop-down menu. You can see there are many options. We'll select Multiple Choice. I'll enter a point value. There are 3 types of multiple choice options. Single correct. Here, only one option is best, although there is a setting to offer partial credit if they select answers that were close. Multiple correct single selection. Here, several options are correct, but students must select only one. If they select one of the correct options, they'll receive full points. Multiple correct multiple selection. Here, several options are correct, and they must select all of them to receive full credit. With partial credit, each correct selection earns points, but each incorrect selection will cost points. All or nothing speaks for itself. We'll use single correct. Enter the question, what color is the sky? Notice the Show Hide Rich Text Editor link. If you want to display an image or enhance your text with color or formatting, click this link to use the Rich Text Editor. Enter the answer options. Don't forget to mark the correct answer. By default, the tool will offer 4 answer spaces. If you want more options, select the desired number from the Insert Additional Answers menu. You have the options to offer feedback for students. In this example, there is a generic option for feedback if they answered correctly or if they answered incorrectly. There is an optional setting to enable feedback for each individual answer option above. You would enable that through the assessment settings. When done, click Save. To add more questions, simply use one of the drop-down menus. Let's say that you're ready to launch a quiz. Our next step will be to define the settings. The tool is robust and offers many options to support multiple use cases. In this example, we'll create a simple timed quiz. Click the Open link. This will expand all of the options. Otherwise, I can click the arrow icon to expand or collapse a category. The first thing I want to look at is delivery dates. This defines when the assessment will appear for students and the deadline. A key decision you need to make is what the deadline means. Is it the deadline to start the assessment or to submit the assessment? In this example, I'll say that the deadline is to start by 5 p.m. and since it'll be a 10-minute quiz, I'll set the retract time to 5:15 p.m. to give myself a little room. The retract time is like the drop-dead deadline. It should be used carefully since it limits the ability for quizzes to be saved and submitted. Now I'll go to the timed assessment and set the quiz for 10 minutes. This means that once a student begins the assessment, he or she will have 10 minutes to take the quiz, save their answers, and submit the assessment. Under Assessment Organization, I'll select Random Access from a table of content and each question on a separate web page. This is important since each time a student moves to the next question, it will automatically save the answer. I strongly recommend this option to all professors. Scrolling down, I review submissions. If it's a practice quiz, I can keep the settings of unlimited as it stands. I want to allow only one attempt for late handling. I'll allow late submissions since I've decided that the due date is to start the assessment. and I'll check the box for automatic submission. The feedback section is one of the most important settings. Remember the correct and incorrect feedback options when we created the quiz? Feedback authoring controls this feature. Feedback delivery is critical. When should students see their results? To minimize cheating, I'll select feedback will be displayed at a specific date. I'll select the date for the retract time of 5:15 p.m. so that no one will see the answers until after the deadline. Now, what do I want to share with the students? If I only wanted to reveal the overall score but not the questions, answers, or feedback, I can select only release student assessment scores. In this example, I will share the questions as well as almost all of the options. I'll choose to hide the statistics but reveal everything else. This way students can learn from their mistakes. Under grading, it's critical for me to know how well each student performed, so I'll select student identities can be seen. I'll also send the grades to the gradebook. It will automatically create a gradebook item and send the overall score. Pay attention to the note that the overall score and only the overall score will be communicated to the gradebook after the students submit the assessment. Now I'm ready, and I'll click Save Settings and Publish. Publishing is the process of releasing assessments to students. On the final confirmation, I pay attention to the notice. Once I publish and students begin the assessment, I will not be able to edit the questions. So with this in mind, I agree and choose not to email the students. So my quiz was made available, students took the assessment, now what? It's time to review the grades. You'll notice there are two tabs, Working Copies and Published Copies. Working copies are my original draft assessments. Published copies are the versions that were released to students. Next to the assessments, I'll select the action Scores. All of my site participants are listed. I can see the overall scores and have space to adjust the score if desired. I see the detailed quiz results. I click the student's name. Here I can see the questions, the student selections, whether each choice was correct or incorrect, and the points earned. I can edit the points for individual questions if desired, enter graders' comments, etc. If I make these changes, I must remember to scroll down and click Update. I'll click Cancel to go back to the main score pages. Near the top of the page, I encourage you to explore the Questions, Statistics, or Item Analysis page. These can provide a professor valuable data about the student performance and the assessment itself. And that's just a taste of the Test and Quizzes tool. There are many more options that you can explore to deliver the right type of assessments to meet your instructional goals.